clear in other devices and transfer it, so to speak.
Right now I'm trying to get rid of this.
Here we go.
I'm going to start the needling. Here we go.
Okay, so as I dive into the emotional soup, it's a lot of chaos and a lot of stagnant energy because it doesn't have anywhere to go. It's kind of this feeling of like, oh, I'm going to explode. All right. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start in overwhelmed because that's certainly what it all feels like. So all of you just sink down into your own sense of overwhelmed, however you connect to that. That's all you have to do. Just sink into that and relax and follow along. I can't decide where to put my attention. I feel like there's so much that needs addressed. Especially mentally. There's so much mentally that needs addressed. I feel like I can't tend to all of it. And even when I try to tend to it, I just end up feeling overwhelmed all over again because as soon as I try to look at it, I don't know what to do with it. I feel powerless within it. I feel angry, helpless, and hopeless. I just want something to give, and something just to give. It's like there's so much built up everywhere, and I see it in everyone. And we keep thinking we're going to have some kind of relief, but we don't. And it's just too much. It's too much inside me. It feels like it's attacking me. Because I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to sort it. I don't know how to take care of it. I don't know how to solve the problem. The energy's changing. Into anger. Why do so many of these problems exist? It seems unnecessary. Who's creating the problems? Perhaps that's where I need to start. If it's a problem that I'm not contributing to, obviously there's nothing I can do about it. So it's essential that I start to examine what problems I'm contributing to, how I'm contributing to them, and addressing it in that way. This is how I'm contributing, and this is how I can stop contributing. If I'm perceiving a problem and I'm not contributing, but I'm wasting my energy being angry about it, I need to come up with a different plan of action for myself. And I can feel that if I had a genuine trust in a greater plan, or a genuine trust in the soul of humanity, in the heart of humanity, I would be able to let go a little easier. But I find myself feeling very untrusting. And I find myself somehow believing that I am trustworthy to take care of it. Yet then I realize I'm rather tiny. I can't make decisions for others. I don't have control over anyone else's life. I don't even have full control over my own life. And I realize if I felt like I knew how to take care of something or solve a problem with something, I could take action with it and then let go easier, knowing at least I did my part. But I find myself not even knowing how to take action on so many things. And then I realize I'm stuck in a loop, not able to let go of it and being angry about it. Being angry about the problem itself and being angry that I don't know how to take care of it. The energy is changing into hopeless. And that whole concoction makes me feel hopeless. Like I'm a lost cause, like we're all a lost cause, and the entire world dynamic is a lost cause. And maybe I should just unplug from everything completely. Then of course I examine that and then I feel like that's ridiculous too. Because I know I can't help to accomplish anything I want to accomplish if I do not involve myself. So what I really want to know is, how do I properly involve myself? How do I properly involve myself in any problem, whether it's my own, or a problem that belongs to the world, or a problem that belongs to a friend, or a problem that belongs to a client, or a problem that belongs to a family member? or a problem that belongs to our country, how do I properly involve myself? The energy's changing. Into receptive. When I slow myself down and allow myself to ask those questions about how I properly involve myself, one of the first things that I realize is that in order to properly involve myself, I first must deeply listen, not just with my ears, but with my own perception. I must locate the filters in my own perception which keep me from being able to deeply understand and deeply listen. I must hear all voices of any problem. I must feel all energy of any problem. Because it's in the true assimilation of the problem and the true understanding of the problem that the solutions begin to present themselves. And I can feel that one of the main problems with all of us is our lack of openness and our lack of receptivity. Putting our opinions before our willingness to deeply listen. And it's not that our opinions aren't important, they are, but it's important for us to all hear them from one another. And it's important for us to be able to have them with ourselves. So the deep listening actually needs to occur with ourselves as well. What is the genuine root of the problem? Am I understanding the genuine root of the problem? What is the dynamic of the problem? Because when I understand those things, then the solution can begin to present itself. And the solution, I know, is not always going to be what I want it to be. When I allow myself to deeply listen in this way, often the solution is surprising and interesting and wise. And the solutions aren't meant to pacify any of us. They're meant to set us free. The energy's changing. Into willingness. I am willing to sink deeper into this entire life experience and be more open and more receptive to myself and to others. I can clearly see that the entire world is in pain, and each person's pain is different and sometimes the same. And it actually is possible for me to have compassion for all of the pain, even in the midst of having an opinion. I am willing to step into other people's shoes. I am willing to see through other people's eyes. I am willing to explore solutions, even if they wouldn't be my first pick. I'm willing to be taught by the great wisdom that flows through all of life, just waiting for us to listen, for us to chill out. I'm willing to be a perpetual student of life, always holding the expectation of myself to engage in solutions. And never compromising my character and my soul to do so. But learning what it means to sacrifice my ego to do so. I'm willing to allow others to learn at their own pace, and I'm willing to allow myself to learn at mine. And I'm willing to let someone go when we have become completely incompatible. I'm willing to work hard to stop engaging in blame. As a way to make myself feel better. And instead realize that if I am in a state of blame, the question I need to ask myself is, have I become completely incompatible with whomever I'm blaming? And if so, then it's time to untangle and let them go. Because I have to make a choice. Either I stay in a state of blame, or I move into a state of accountability. And if I perceive someone to continually hurt me, then it's my fault for staying engaged with them. And if I don't want to be continually hurt by them, I must disengage. I must let them go. Then I have become accountable. The energy is changing. Into awareness. It really is true that the only person I have any kind of control over is myself. I choose how I interact. I choose how I cultivate my character. I choose how deeply I root myself. I choose bravery. I choose cowardice. Others only provide me some type of catalyst for whatever movement I'm about to take. And the question with pain and someone causing pain or a large amount of people causing pain is to always ask, how will I allow this to catapult me into the greater me? And who's coming with me? I can see clearly that to perpetually engage myself in the muck of others once I see that it's muck is insanity. Unless they have genuinely asked for my help and are receiving my help. But we're always letting go of something. We're always grieving something. Because that's the nature of this life. This physical experience is perpetually changing because it is preceded by energy, and energy is constantly changing. No matter how hard we try, we cannot hold on as though nothing changes. So we must dig deeper. And feel the everlasting essence and energy flowing through all of us and through all of life all the time. It's like a stream of energy that has no judgment. And no entanglement. Just forward movement of creation. And in any moment, we have the opportunity to feel deeply into that energy and become part of it. And in doing so, meet up with all others who are also doing that. And in so doing, create together with this great energy as leverage. Attuning ourselves to harmony. And allowing dysfunction to fade away. And in my profound state of awareness, I can feel the great truth of this. That there's always a guiding force. And in any moment, we have the opportunity to align with it, harmonize with it, and let the chips fall where they may. The energy is changing. Into acceptance. I accept that with knowledge comes responsibility. With understanding comes responsibility. The responsibility to choose better, to choose with more intention. The responsibility to seek harmony, never through avoidance, always through deep understanding. I accept that I always have a choice to entangle myself to my own detriment, or to untangle myself to my own benefit. I accept that entanglement should be treated with respect, meaning, why entangle with those who have no respect for the entanglement? The entanglement should be to produce something of value, not to cause more chaos and suffering. I can entangle to help if whatever it is will receive my help. But if it will not, there's no purpose. I accept that I am master of my own energy, and what I do with it is my responsibility. Who I give it to, what I allow them to do with it, what I do with it, how I interact with it. I can either be a fool or I can be wise. And I am solely responsible for that choice. I accept that all pain and suffering is a catalyst of some kind, always offering us the opportunity to cultivate something more beautiful and more profound within ourselves. I accept that bravery is a choice. And cowardice is a choice too. I accept that connection is a choice. And disconnection is a choice too. I accept that knowledge is a choice. And ignorance is a choice too. I accept that the power of my own growth is my choice, and I make it moment to moment. The energy is changing. Into empowerment. As I accept accountability and responsibility for the way I conduct myself in my life and how I solve my own problems and what I require of myself and what I expect of myself, I feel greater and greater empowerment. I realize that this sense of overwhelmed often comes from me not being able to sort in this way and realize that it's the way in which I interact in my own mind that causes me the most disempowerment. And it's the way in which I interact in my own mind and how I follow through with that in this physical world that causes me to feel the most empowerment when I'm acting out of alignment, out of my passion, and out of my deepest sense of understanding. And my deepest abilities to analyze. I am capable of sorting through all of it and deciding what gets the most attention and how I pay attention to it, and how I follow through with my actions in this physical world. I am not powerless. Because I'm in a constant state of flux of molding who I am in relation to everything that's occurring. No one is stopping me from gaining more knowledge. No one is stopping me from creating. No one is stopping me from finding those who are greatly compatible with me. No one is stopping me from taking action on anything that is important to me. There is always another path, as long as I'm willing to seek it and walk it. There is always greater understanding to be had, even if it seems like all is lost. We are extensions of creation itself, extensions of the great creator itself. We are not disempowered, except in our own perception. And as I allow myself to feel the truth of all of this deeply, my sense of loss lightens. Realizing nothing's ever truly lost, it's just transformed. And I too am perpetually transforming. I choose to engage with this empowerment, this intentional cultivation of my greatest self, and connect with others doing the same. I choose to forge ahead in this world, creating new things of beauty, excellence, and awe. And leaving behind all that which is subpar. I choose to be a part of creating a grand new world in every way. Not allowing the darkness to pull me down or drown me or convince me that things are hopeless. I choose to connect into and trust in this great force of life, which never stops, never weakens, never stops creating, never stops loving, and never stops offering wisdom. I choose to connect into that great energy and that great wisdom and allow it to use me to inspire, to create, to cultivate. And I choose to enjoy every minute of it. Allow yourselves to come back. Did you stop recording?
All right, everybody, you can, if you would, let us know how you're doing.